Hi friends, Michael Essick here. We've added a new model inside Ideally. I'd like to show you it in this video. It's GPT 1.5. So those of you familiar with the AI text-to-image AI landscape will be familiar with GPT. This is basically ChatGPT's image generation model. They've added and launched a new one just before Christmas. It's called GPT 1.5. And we can use it now inside Ideally. So there's two flavors of it here. You can see we've got GPT 1.5 and GPT 1.5 HQ. We can now select multiple models inside Ideally as well, so we can try a design or an idea with both of them at the same time. So let's do our classic Told You So design, and we'll do a frog on a surfboard. Let's change it up a bit. We'll do a surfboard for this one. Let's do a retro style, and let's do a simple t-shirt style, and we'll see what this comes back with. So I'm just going to hit create image, and those prompts, those design ideas are going to go off to GPT. They're going to come back here in a few seconds, and we're trying GPT 1.5, which is the medium quality one, and GPT 1.5 HQ, which is the higher quality, more expensive one. So here we go. This is GPT 1.5, and you can see there we have got a frog. It looks a little bit hairy maybe at the back there, but yeah, it's froggish. And we've got Told You So, and we've got it in a kind of vintage style. It's really good at this kind of slightly scrappy, I would call it like a, I don't want to say like 1950s, but this kind of illustration style that's kind of vintagey, but not super detailed, kind of like a little bit of a print effect kind of thing going on. Anyway, I like that style. I think it does a really good job of it. You can see a couple of other examples here. These are also using the new GPT 1.5 model. So particularly for this kind of retro style illustration, I like that. This is the more kind of cartoony one. Again, this is the medium quality one, and you can see it's nice. It's more it's more detailed than the previous GPT models, I think it's fair to say. Not as detailed as the Nano Banana Pro, the latest Nano Banana model, but still pretty good. And here's the higher quality one. So you can you have to really pay attention, but you can kind of see that this is higher quality than this. This is the medium quality. This is the higher quality. It's just a bit crisper around the edges, gets kind of the details a bit better, is what I'm tending to see in these designs. What you might notice, and here's the higher quality cartoon one again, it's just a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper. You probably can't see that too well in the video, but obviously you can play around yourself and see that. One thing that it does tend to do, it tends to give a lot of padding around the illustration itself, the design itself, which is kind of annoying because, of course, you kind of want to make the most of that space. But also, it's not that big a problem because we can come in here and we can upscale this image, we can vectorize it, we can remove the background and upscale it, which is what we do here. We can just remove the background color. If you hit download image here, you're going to automatically upscale it, and you're still going to get a pretty close to usable size image. So it's not that big of a problem. It's just a little bit annoying, especially when you compare it to some of the other models and stuff here. So yeah, that's GPT 1.5. That's live now. Two flavors, GPT 1.5, which is medium quality, and then GPT 1.5 HQ, which is the higher quality. The medium quality is going to cost you 1 credit per image generation. The higher quality is 4 credits per image generation. That just reflects the difference in price for these models, which is kind of standard, similar to Google's Nano Banana pricing as well. So have a play around with it. I think it's pretty good. I'm liking the illustration quality. It's definitely a step up. If we compare it to, for example, like if we just do one here where we just do the original GPT, so GPT-1, or indeed the kind of slightly newer GPT-1. Let's just try this out, and you'll be able to see here the difference in the detail in the illustration. And I think they've kind of trained this on some of the stuff that like Nano Banana's been trained on. It looks like it's losing a little bit of that GPT obvious style that that we've previously seen. So yeah, this is this the original? Yeah, this is GPT-1. Oh, this is the newer one. So you can see the simplicity there is obviously really strong. Which in some cases this is really nice. Like I like that kind of style. It's good for certain use cases. But you can see the difference there in the detail of the illustration. It's certainly lost some of that muted kind of color palette. Yeah, this is okay. This is the newer one. This is GPT-1 Mini, which is the slightly newer one and cheaper one. But you can definitely see the difference there in detail and in kind of professionalism. Again, depends what you're looking for, what use case you have, but you can have a play around and see what works for you. But just wanted to let you know about that. I would say this new GPT 1.5, it's the nearest contender to Nano Banana Pro. I think most people are still going to prefer Nano Banana Pro for most use cases, but I certainly see in cases for illustrations like this kind of 1950s, I don't know, simple retro illustration, one color kind of illustration stuff. It does a really nice job on that. So have a play around. Let me know what you think. We've got obviously the feedback button there. It's always there in Ideally. I'll have more to come soon, more features coming down the track, but just wanted to share that with you. I hope you enjoy having a play around with GPT 1.5 inside Ideally. Okay, catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.